So I had some questions about the back of our handout in class today, where we were asked to translate this figure, but instead of the rules given us in coordinate notation, it was given to us in component form, where we see the vectors are going to be involved here. So I'm going to go ahead and write this in coordinate notation, just so you see how they're related, and it's actually very easy to compare the two. So that's where we'd see our xy translated, and it's a positive 2 here for our horizontal shift, so I'm just adding 2 and subtracting 4 from my vertical change. Okay, so our first step is to graph our pre-image. Remember, if I travel right or up, they are positive, and left and down are negative. So I'm going to go walk -5, climb 4 from the origin. 4. And go ahead and label that point P, 2, 8, point Q, 6, 1. That's R. And -1, -3 is point S. And I always go back and kind of check, okay, it's supposed to be a square. So if it does not look like a square when I'm done, I know I've made a silly mistake somewhere and I need to go back and fix it. Using my straight edge, it can be a protractor or your ID. But when you are doing your diagrams, you want to make sure you are as precise as you can get them. Okay, so there's my pre-image. Looks kind of crazy, but if I straightened it up, yeah, it looks like a square. It looks like a square. Just when they tilt them a little bit, might make you question a little bit. All right, so the rule is to add 2 to your horizontal and subtract 4. So add 2 to x, subtract 4. So plus 2 minus 4, plus 2 minus 4, plus 2 minus 4, plus 2 minus 4. Okay, before I go to graph that, I'm going to go ahead and do the math and fill out my points. So -5 plus 2 is -3. 4 minus 4 is 0. 2 plus 2 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 1 minus 4 is -3. -1 plus 2 is 1. And -3 minus 4 is -7. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and graph my new image here. I'm going to walk -3, climb 0. And that is P prime. 4, 4 is Q prime. 8, -3 is R prime. 1, -7 is S prime. Connecting our points, you'll see that it has been slid down and to the right. So when I connect my vectors, so P from my pre-image to my image, you're going to see it's going to look like a cube, like a 3-dimensional cube. Pretty cool. On number 14, you'll notice that we have K prime, meaning this is our image. So this is where it ended after the translation. And they've given us the point of where, so for example, this would be the image after it's been translated, after it's been moved. So after it was already moved, we landed on -8, 6. Is the image of K This is the image of k after a translation rule of subtract 3 and add 6. What are the coordinates of k? K is our pre-image. So that's the original. So basically we're working this backwards. And so if I'm looking at backwards, then I have to follow my rule backwards, which means I need to be adding 3 and subtracting 6. So for k prime, I'm going to add 3 and subtract 6, which gives me -5, 0 for point k.